saludo.
Hola to all my friends at PRENSA scenario.
Thank you very much.
That related also back to the late 1930s when the short story was written. So sort of this historical reference to New York and a period of time that I grew up in New York and I feel a connection to. And then when Walter goes out into the world, you know, he's a visual person. He watches, he looks at pictures all the time. So I felt that these, you know, images that he's been looking at for years and years would all inform his experience, and that's how he sees the world. And I wanted the movie to feel like that, and that feels for the experience that he has. It's supposed to be this beautiful experience he has. I was hoping to try to make the movie look as close to that as possible. So there was a lot of opportunity, I think, within the story to tell it in a visual way and to sort of trust that the visuals could communicate that.
Siguiente pregunta,
I think you know, to be as fearless as possible. I mean, I think to me that's the big sort of barrier I've had in my life, is overcoming fear, and all different types of fear. You know, there's the fear of failure, there's the fear of you know, fear of falling off a mountain. There's all, you know, there's fear of not realizing your potential. You know, all these things are, you know, losing people you love. All these, you know, these are things that inform our lives. So everything seems to me to be about getting over that barrier and getting past that and taking chances and being willing to. And I think that's what the movie really is about. Being willing to step into the face of fear and then take that chance. Because even if you do fail, you still have the pride of knowing that you took action and you did something. And that always leads to something good, I think. So I think just keep taking chances. All right, thanks.
Siguiente pregunta, Linda Isa Salas de la Conferencia.
I would like to know two things. One, if in your personal life, is there something that you were so afraid or shy to do and you regret not doing? Or approaching a girl when you were single? I don't know. And the second one is...
Who, me?
Yeah. And the second one is...
Like every girl I met. I mean, you know, I definitely, yes, I was shy. Right.
But you regret it.
Of course I regretted it. Yeah, but, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, you have to, it's intimidating for me when I was a kid to try to figure out how to be sort of, you know, how to have that sense of myself. And I think it took me years of trying to really get in touch with who I am, and I still feel like I'm doing that now, you know, and yeah. What was the second part? Sorry.
And also, here in Mexico, soap operas are very popular, and most of the actors that are well known are from soaps. And if you were to be invited to do one, would you accept?
Sure, okay. What's the role? It's some sort of Latin lover type? No, sure, that'll be fun. I mean, I'm leaving tonight. I don't think I can do it today, but maybe next time.
But it's a challenge.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I actually started on a soap opera in an American soap opera when I was about 15 years old. I did a soap opera called Guiding Light. And I came on for about 2 weeks one Christmas. And then I never came back.
You would be great in one of our soap operas.
Good. Awesome. Send a script.
Siguiente pregunta, Lourdes Rodríguez de Zona 93.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Bienvenido aquí a México.
Thank you.
Hay unas escenas donde tú te conectas con el público joven, el skateboarding, y también andas en patineta. ¿Nos podrías hablar sobre esta experiencia?
Yeah, well, I grew up skateboarding in New York, on the streets of New York, so that was something that I really connected with in the story. The idea of skateboarding in your youth and then sort of letting it go. And so it was actually a great reason for me to get back on the skateboard to do the movie, and I really enjoyed that. When we were shooting in Iceland, actually when we were shooting in New York, for the fantasy sequence where Walter has the fight with his boss and they're sort of snowboarding on concrete through Manhattan, we actually shot that on skateboards. I was on skateboards and Adam Scott was on rollerblades. And so it was really fun to be able to skateboard down 57th Street and 5th Avenue in Manhattan. And we shut off 5th Avenue and just had these crazy sort of dream come true moments of having the whole street to yourself. And it was a little bit scary sometimes going down the mountain in Iceland. We had a great skateboard double, this guy named Brian Holden, who's a great downhill longboarder. But for the closer shots, I was actually skateboarding. We had a safety rig that was hooked up. But it was important to me to really try to do as much for real as possible and allow the audience to feel like it was really happening, because I felt like that was the point of the movie. And I never really feel that visual effects could necessarily translate that and things like that as well. So it was really fun, and I enjoyed it. And I just recently bought my daughter a skateboard and started to teach her to skateboard a little bit, which is, I have a whole different perspective on her as a parent now, because now I'm just afraid she's going to fall. And you know, as a kid you're always just like, I'll be fine. And then as the parent, of course, you become much more protective.
Similar a tu personaje. Y la segunda es sobre tu fundación, si tienes algún plan aquí en México o si te ha llegado alguna petición.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for asking about it. No, I haven't. Yeah, we haven't done any work in Mexico yet, but I would like to. I mean, sort of the primary focus, and really the reason I started the foundation originally was because of going down to Haiti. I went down to Haiti right before the earthquake, and then went down afterwards and wanted to do something to help down there. And focusing on education too, trying to help with education in that country. But there's so many places that you know, deserve attention, and for me, I'm trying to not overstep what I feel I can help with in some small way. So hopefully someday it'd be great to do to help with some programs here in Mexico. But at this point, we haven't explored that, and but I'd love to. And the first question about the Time magazine, was that, could you ask me? Oh. Yeah, could you?
¿Podrías repetir la pregunta?
La revista Life.
Life, yeah.
Life Magazine. Si alguien de la revista te hizo ya algún comentario sobre la película o algún trabajador similar a tu personaje.
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, when we were researching the movie and we contacted Life, we met a guy named William Shapiro, who was basically the guy who was in charge of transitioning Life magazine from being a real magazine into being an online magazine. And so he was a great resource for us because he experienced what Walter is experiencing in the movie. And he was the guy who was in charge of taking care of all the pictures. So when he saw the film, he wrote me a very nice email that sort of said that he really felt that it connected for him on a deep level with the experience that the people who worked at that magazine had, because they really did care so much about the work that they did. And I've talked to other journalists and people who worked at magazines who, you know, echoed that sentiment and say, you know, it's nice to at least have some sort of acknowledgement for the work that is going away now in this digital world. So it was nice that William Shapiro connected with that.
Muchísimas gracias a todos por haber venido y concluimos con eso. Recuerden que estrenamos el 25 de diciembre. 25 de diciembre con 600 copias a nivel nacional. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.